Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode 35 in my Automate Everything Minecraft series. In today's episode, I am going to be making my production facility for bees out here. Now, I do have some bees going over here, and how I have done that is I have loaded up the apiaries with these 4 upgrades. They are the automation upgrade, lifespan upgrade, light upgrade, and seal upgrade. Now these apiaries are just connected to flux ducts, so the only thing being pulled out, or the only thing being put into the apiaries rather, is energy. So select the bees over here. The apiary has stopped working because its inventory is completely full. Now I have bred up plenty of bees in the time between episodes, so let's take a look at this bee right here. What I've bred up. So I bred up the robot queen, and that is because it has the trait robotic worker, which is the fastest possible production trait that you can get, and as far as I know, in the mods that deal with bees. And there are a few different mods. There's career bees, there's forestry, which is the mod that actually adds the bees, and then there's Benny's extra bees, I think. But anyways, so I bred up the robotic bees. I also have the I think it's the Unweary bees. Let me just double check this real fast, because I know I needed the stringy comb here because I want Propolis. Yes, it's the Unweary bees. I do have them here. The thing is, if we take a look at these bees, well, we can't take a look at these bees because I have nothing to analyze their traits. So let's make something that can analyze the traits of our bees real fast. So I actually need to head back to my other base so that we can do that. The machine that we will need, or the thing that we will need, is the portable analyzer, and that is made in the Carpenter with 10 diamonds, panes of glass, and redstone, and you also need water. So let's set that up real fast. I think I'm going to do a temporary setup for the Carpenter because I'm not sure that there's anything else that I'm going to need to make with the Carpenter other than this portable analyzer. So I'm not going to worry about actually a permanent setup for this. I'm just going to place one down somewhere. We just need it to work this one time. So let's grab an energy cell as well to give it some power. And then we need some water. And where can we get water? Actually, I know where we can get some water. Let's get an aqueous accumulator. Let's get a water bucket if we have any. And then let us go to my old base. I know there's a decent area. Actually, you know what? We can just use the river over here. I essentially just need some water so that I can plop down my aqueous accumulator. So let's go ahead and plop that right here. Output to the top. Fantastic. Let's put our Carpenter on top. Should get water. Let's put this output to the right, and then let's grab 10 ingots. Let's grab redstone. Let's grab glass, and if I remember right, a diamond. So let's see here. It is the portable analyzer. 10 on the side, glass in the middle. Diamond in the bottom, and then redstone on the sides. That should make the analyzer. And let's... oh, I didn't place the redstone in there. Okay, so while that is crafting, let's go ahead and take a nap because it's raining and it's dark, and I don't want to deal with either of those two things. So, nap time. So hopefully we have one portable analyzer. You know what? Just because it might be useful to have more of these things, I'm going to let this thing craft up more of them. Okay, so how we use this is we just right click it, and we actually need honey drops, which we have plenty of honey drops, so that's not a problem. And then we need our bees to analyze. So let's run back to our bee base, and let's grab some bees. So let's actually grab some rocky bees. So I need honey before I can actually use this. So let's grab some honey. And if I have my hands on the keyboard in the right spot, then I can type. And you can actually use honeydew, and you might even be able to use other, the tinted honey up here. But let's just grab honey drops. Let's shift click those in, and then shift click the rocky drones. Now let's see here, lifespan shortest, and I've actually added that trait to the rocky drones. That is not something they have normally. And I also added the fertility ×4. I believe rocky drones have a base trait of ×1 on the fertility, which is absolutely terrible. Now the reason why I have kind of augmented the rocky drones is because they have all of these traits right here. Yes, 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 yes. Basically, they never sleep, they don't mind rain, and they can work in caves as well. So you can have like a roof over them. You can build them, essentially you can build like an apiary place in like a multi-story building, and they will not mind having blocks over the apiary. That's what cave dwelling is. But anyways, so we have all of those. What I've done is I've thrown a whole stack of rocky drones into the genetic sampler, and let's actually take a look at how that works. Okay, so the rocky drones are still in here. What I want to do is I want to place them in here, but first we actually need a blink gene sample and then genetic slabware. And so we throw those in, and then we throw the rocky drones in, and then we will get these traits right here. So actually, let's start grabbing some of the best traits we have. We have fertility ×4. We have lifespan shortest. We do want the short lifespan. There's not really a penalty for having shorter lifespan, and for the purposes of breeding, it's always good to have a shorter lifespan. We don't need a species. Tolerates rain true. Actually, let's get the yes traits right here. There's 4 of them. Never sleeps. I already have that one, don't I? I kind of thought I'd have all of them. Okay, so flowers can be either flowers or rocks. Definitely flowers is the better way to go. Although rocks is pretty easy. That's a pretty easy one to fulfill as well. Cave dwelling, we do want that. What's the other one? Never sleeps, cave dwelling, tolerates rain. I already forgot what the other one was. Diurnal. Duh. They're all diurnal. Like, literally all bees, as far as I know, work during the day. That's just what that means. So, I guess that's not even a trait we can pull out. So, let's see here. Other traits we have that are the best that we have is humidity tolerance, both one way. So, basically, it can be a little drier or a little wetter than the base bee prefers. And what I mean by that is, if we go to right here where it says climate, basically these bees tolerate a normal climate, and they have no tolerance either way. So if the climate is just a little too hot or a little too cold, they will not work. But if we have this humidity tolerance both one way, basically they can tolerate a little bit of a difference from what they prefer. So we have the humidity tolerance. Let's find the temperature tolerance if we have that. I really thought I had that. There we go. So what we do with these things is we actually need something we don't have over here, and I don't think I've automated. We actually need a genetic template, I think is what it's called. So let's take a look. And yes, genetic template, and they are made like this. So let's automate those, and unfortunately these do not stack. So let's grab just about as many as we can, which is going to be less than 20. But how you do this is you take a blank one, you put it in a crafting table or your 4x4 crafting grid here, and you just add the traits as you want. And so right here, if we hold shift, it doesn't show anything, but if we hold shift over here, we see that we have the flowers trait, the lifespan trait, and the fertility trait. So let's go ahead and add the other traits as well. Boom. So now all we're missing is the flowering trait, the speed trait, the effect trait, and the territory trait. Territory refers to how big the territory is. certain bees have a larger territory and a larger area of effect than other bees. That's not something I'm going to worry about at all, to be honest. In addition, let's actually take these out because I think I have all the traits that I need from those guys. Let's actually throw in the robotic bees here. And let's actually clean out the apiary so that they can breed. And then throw them... Actually, let's take a look at them first. So they have a long lifespan, which is terrible. I don't like long lifespans because it's kind of a pain for breeding. The production is robotic, which is the best there is, and that's kind of why I bred them. The rest of the traits are just kind of willy-nilly. They don't have any good traits here, to be honest. They do make 3 different things, which is always nice to be able to make more things. But basically, I bred these things up for this one trait right here, which is the production speed. So let's go ahead and throw them in here. Let's get a bite to eat. And what I'm going to be doing is, let's just wait here. What I'm waiting for is the speed to be robotic, and we should get that at some point soon. And once we have that, I will be right back. But for right now, I'm going to wait off camera, and I will be right back once I have that trait. Okay, so that took literally 10 seconds, and now we have that trait. So let's go ahead and add that to this guy right here. So now basically we will be able to make bees that never sleep, are the fastest that I'm aware of. They have a humidity tolerance of 1 both ways. They need flowers to operate. They have a super short lifespan. They can work in rain. They have the highest fertility. They can work in caves or when there's a block above the apiary. And then they also have a temperature tolerance of 1 both way. So let's actually kind of get rid of some of the stuff in our inventory. And what we need to do is we need to throw this in the genetic imprinter. I actually made up a genetic template before the episode just to play around a little bit. And what we want to do is we want to grab the Unweary bee. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take out this automation upgrade. And what that will do is once this bee has got to the end of its lifespan, it will separate into 1 princess and I think 2 drones, if I remember right. Actually, you know what? Let's just take a look real fast. Yes, 2 drones. It'll become 1 princess and 2 drones. And once that happens, we can go ahead and throw it in the imprinter and make some awesome Unweary bees. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait on that to happen, and then I'm going to be right back. Okay, so the Unweary queen has died and produced a princess and 2 drones. So let's go ahead and grab them. In addition, I'm going to grab the pretty much everything in the apiary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the princess and I am going to shove it into this machine right here. Which, okay, so actually before we do that, let's analyze it. So right now it has these traits, and those traits aren't, you know, too bad. They're nothing special though. When I say they're not too bad, they're actually not good at all. So basically what we're going to be doing is we are basically genetically engineering them to be awesome, and so that's going to take a little while. In the meantime, I have also grabbed a bunch of stuff that I think I'm going to need to set up my automation out here. And so let's actually just wait on these guys real fast. So what I need is basically I need apiaries that are somehow connected to my applied Energistics system. So basically what I have going on out here is more or less kind of what I'm going to be having going on out here in terms of I'm going to have the automation upgrade. I won't need the light upgrade. I won't need the seal upgrade. And I will need some production upgrades, which I only have these 8 made because I actually needed the royal jelly here. And I just kind of did that to speed up this production. But anyways, with this royal jelly right here, we need to take it back to my other base. And let's grab all that we have, or all that we can grab anyways. And let's make some production upgrades. Sorry if it's a little stuttery right there. I'm guessing it is. Anyways, so let's take a look at production upgrades. You can stick these in industrial apiaries, and you can have up to 8 per industrial apiary. They are made like this. So let's go ahead and make a bunch of these. I'm not sure how many I should make. Let's start out with, let's say 200. You know what, let's do more. Let's try 400. Okay, I don't have enough sugar cane. That would be bad. Let's make 200. So basically, I'm going to have 8 per apiary. I'm not sure how many apiaries I'm going to have just quite yet. But, yeah, that should be all right. And while we wait for these to be made, let's take a snooze. So this setup shouldn't be too complicated because of the automation upgrade that the Industrial Apiaries allow you to have. That should make things quite a bit easier. But I do need to make sure that it's going to actually behave the way I want. So 2 stacks should be good for now. If I need the rest of them, I can always come back. Okay, so our bees should be done. Let's take a look at them now. So basically, they should be awesome now. They have the shortest lifespan. They have a robotic production. I don't really care how fast they pollinate, so I'm not concerned with the slowest trait there. And then all of the other traits are really, really nice. So let's plop this guy back in his apiary, and then basically what I need to happen is I need them to produce lots and lots of drones. The thing is, they should be able to do this quite quickly because now they have the shortest lifespan. They also have lifespan upgrades, which decrease the lifespan. I know that's kind of counterintuitive there. But what I'm going to do... Actually, you know what? We should just start on the digging. So I need to plot out exactly where I need my apiaries, and I can do that off camera because that might take a while. And after I get that done, I will be right back. So I believe I've worked out exactly where I'm going to have all my apiaries. I'm just going to have them kind of where the torches intersect. So here, oh my goodness, this thing's fast. I did kind of upgrade my shovel between episodes, and yeah, that's going to be useful. Anyways, so basically I'm going to have them where the torches intersect. So that'll be like, yeah, there will be a lot of apiaries here. And you know what? I can go ahead and dig all this out off camera because that is going to take a little while. And then I'm going to be right back and we can start actually laying down the item conduit, the energy conduit, and everything to actually make this into a system. So I'm going to do some digging and then I'm going to be back. Okay, so I have all of the holes dug. I have all of the tunnels dug as well, at least most of them. So now what we need to do is we need to figure out a way to actually connect the apiaries with the applied energistics system. Now, the way I think I'm going to do this is I'm going to take some ME conduit here, and we are going to run it from the controller, and we are going to run it, let's say, through this corner here. So we actually will be able to hide it in the wall here. It's actually that'll work out well. Beside my making a complete mess of this. So what we're going to be able to do is just run this, run it to the corner and then run it down. And we actually can use covered cable at any point here. So let's, right before this first intersection, I think is where a good place to put this. So what we will need is basically somewhere for all of the items to go, and that will be this modular storage unit. So let's go ahead and throw up a storage module in here, and then we need to connect it with an import bus. So basically anything that comes to this modular storage unit will be imported into the applied energistics system via all of this cabling here. So I didn't actually grab stone. That's unfortunate. I do have some dirt here, so we can go ahead and cover this up. Actually, no, I don't want to do that just yet, because we can go ahead and run some conduit right here. Let's actually get out our shovel and make a mess right here. Because, okay, so I think this right here is an output. Yes. Okay, so we can go ahead and piggyback off of this, I believe. Actually, I'm not sure that we can, now that I say that. I actually don't think we can. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some resonant flux duct from my main base and an energy cell. So resonant flux duct, energy cell, and I may need to grab a regular one and then a conversion kit. I think that's how we're going to hook this up. Okay, so what we're going to do is... And I didn't grab stone. Once again, I forgot stone. That was dumb. So what I'm going to do is... And I also needed to grab covers, but that's not really too big of a deal. Oh, we need those to not be connected. And what I can do here is... Okay, so this needs to be not anything. This can be disconnected, and then this can be output. Let's go ahead and... Oh, whoa, I didn't mean to rotate it. Do that, and then we should be able to connect it up with energy conduit here and run it right above like so. Okay, so this is basically where we'll have our energy connections for all of the apiaries. I'm hoping I have enough throughput here. I'm not sure if I do or not. So let's grab some dirt, cover this up, and then get really started on building the system over here. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to connect all of them up with item duct and energy conduit. So let's just do a row real fast. I do have tunnels, and they all are all parallel to this tunnel. So like this will kind of be the main tunnel here. This will be to where everything get connected to this, and we can actually go ahead and set this up to be an input. Actually, I should have... Actually, it doesn't even matter. So actually, let's set up this first row. What we need to do is... And this is kind of gonna be a pain to lay down. That shouldn't be too bad. Okay, cool. Okay, so basically, everything's going to be connected like this. I will need my wrench here, and what I need to do before I place down the apiaries is... That's the wrong wrench, that's why it's not working. So I need to take my Yeta wrench. Okay, so it's still not working. Theoretically, if I right click on the item conduit here, it should let me set an output. Okay, so you know what, I might have to actually place the apiary down first. Probably will. Which means I need to do some more digging. Anyways, yep, that's unfortunate. So extract always on, that's cool. So actually I need to set up 49 more apiaries like this. So I can go ahead and do that off camera because that's going to be kind of a long process. It's literally the same thing over and over again. And then after I have all that set up, I will be right back. Okay, so finally, theoretically, I have all of the apiaries tied together with energy and item transport. And the item transport should carry any items to the applied Energistics system. Now, there are a few more things I need to do. I need to add upgrades to all of the apiaries. So exactly what upgrades will I be using? Now, if we take a look at right here, one of the apiaries over here, I have several upgrades in here. I will need automation upgrades. I will need production upgrades. I do not need light upgrades, and I do not need seal upgrades. There is one other upgrade I probably need to have, and that is the genetic, do I have any of them? Genetic stabilizer upgrade. And that is because and what the genetic stabilizer upgrade does is it prevents genetic decay. And genetic decay happens when you have an ignoble princess, and I have lots of them. Unfortunately, I do not have a whole lot of pristine princesses here, so I am actually going to be using these ignoble princesses for my apiaries out here. So we will need those upgrades. So let's actually go back over here and let's start grabbing those upgrades. I have 50 apiaries set up, so I will need 50 of these guys. Let's see, what's 50 times 8? Because you can have 8 production upgrades. I think 50 times 8 is 400. So I do need to grab some more sugar and bring it over here so that I can make more production upgrades. Do I have any more sugar? That's unfortunate. I know the Valiant Queen makes some. And I have one of those right here. So I do have a little bit of sugar. I can go ahead and make more sugar cane. And I can kind of do that manually. How I can manually make more sugar cane is I have some phytogrow over here. And let's actually get sugar cane. We need, there, 48. So how you can make more sugar cane automatically-ish, and I could actually make this totally automatic if I set this up. In the phytogenic isolator, 1 fluxed phytogrow plus 1 sugar cane equals 6 sugar cane. So I do have a phytogenic isolator down here. So let's go ahead and throw this in. That is the wrong thing. And then it will slowly but surely make more sugar cane. And let's see if we can't make more production upgrades. Cool. So that'll take a little while to make, and we also need those genetic upgrades, the one that prevents decay. So let's go ahead and tell the system to make 50 of those. Let's actually just type in upgrade. So we have the automation upgrades, we have the genetic stabilizer upgrades. We don't have all of the production upgrades, but we don't need them all just quite yet. Because we won't be able to plug in all the apiaries this episode, but I can get started. So what's going to happen here is, let's actually grab these Unweary bees. And perfect, they're not even bred, or it was in the process of breeding. So how I'm going to plug this in is I'm going to take my Unweary princess, and I only need 1 drone because it is already exactly what I want. We're gonna, actually, before I forget, I need to plug in the upgrades. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some princesses, some ignoble princesses. Let's see, what do we have a lot of? Meadows. So I'm gonna grab 3 of them for right now, and what we're gonna do is, along this row right here, is I'm gonna stick a Meadows princess with some Unweary drones. Now, over the course of several cycles, it should become a purebred Unweary drone, or Unweary queen, I should say. And it will eventually have all the traits of this. But essentially what needs to happen is this Meadows queen lives out its full life, it dies, and then it will be somewhat of a hybrid. It will be a Meadows Unweary hybrid. And unfortunately, that's going to take a while because it can't work at night. Oh well. It should work in theory. Anyways, so what's going to happen is we should... Actually, you know what? I'm going to let this thing live out its life, and then I'm going to come back and make sure the automation is working how it should, and then I'm going to wrap up the episode. But for right now, we're just going to wait on this guy. And it looks like the comb is being taken out, so hopefully everything works like it should. After this queen dies, I will be right back. So it looks like the bee has, or the queen has died and separated into the 4 drones, and everything looks like it's working as it should, which is fantastic. And that means that all of the combs should be coming over here, and let's just watch this for a minute. Because pretty soon we should have some stringy comb come into this centrifugal separator from that one little queen, and that should be able to make propolis and beeswax. There it is. Perfect. So it looks like this system is working as it should. I have installed all of the upgrades in the additional apiaries here. So basically what's going to happen is over the course of the next few days, I will fill up these apiaries with Unweary drone or Unweary queens. I will probably use this process right here. I'll just take a bunch of drones, and by that time they'll all be in the system. I'll take a bunch of drones with ignoble princess of some type and just throw it in an apiary. Over the course of time, it should become an Unweary queen, because that's why we have so many drones in the drone slot. Essentially what happens is when this queen dies here, it'll be a Meadows Unweary hybrid princess, and then that will rebreed with an Unweary drone, and then over time eventually you'll get a straight Unweary queen, and it should, unless we get extremely unlucky, end up with the exact traits of these drones down here. That's theoretically. Something could happen and kind of throw a wrench in that plan, but it should be all right. I've used this method before and it's worked just completely fine. But anyways, I think this is a good wrapping up point. In today's episode, I set up all of these apiaries. Right now, only one of them is actually producing what we want it to produce, but over the course of time, these will become Unweary queens or Unweary bees. These will all be Unweary bees, and these will also be Unweary bees. And that should provide us with lots and lots of stringy comb to turn into propolis. Right now we have about 2,000. Next time, I'm not going to tinker with this system at all, except maybe adding more bees out there to make the stringy comb to make propolis. But anyways, next time we come back, hopefully I'll have a lot more propolis, and then we'll be able to do some stuff with that propolis to make it into rubber for IndustrialCraft 2, and then we can kind of start off that mod. So that's a pretty good plan, in my opinion. Anyways, if you liked today's episode, give it a like. If you like automation in modded Minecraft, you should consider subscribing to my channel, because that's kind of what I do. Signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.